Blink, the power of thinking without thinking. Kenna's dilemma, the right and wrong way to ask people what they want. Kenna's story is a classic example of the importance of understanding your audience. Let's talk about the right and wrong way to ask people what they want. Despite industry insiders loving Kenna's music, consumer research yielded poor results. Market research firms found subdued responses, labeling Kenna's songs as lacking a core audience and having limited potential for radio airplay. This discrepancy between industry insiders and public reception stalled Kenna's promising career. It's essential to understand your audience and their preferences to succeed in the music industry. There is a right and wrong way to ask people what they want. Asking the right questions and listening to feedback can help you tailor your music to your audience. A second look at first impressions. Have you ever wondered how businesses capture our reactions to their products? Dick Morris brought the same idea to politics using polling to test and evaluate political ads, speeches, and arguments. But is asking people directly the most accurate way to find out how they feel about something? Research by Sam Gosling and John Gottman found that observing body language, facial expressions, and personal spaces can reveal more about people's thoughts. Marketers and politicians have not always been sensitive to the intricacies of our snap judgments. It's important to explore the complexities of how we form opinions to get to the bottom of questions about people's reactions.
Pepsi's challenge. Pepsi's challenge had people preferring Pepsi in blind taste tests, even when privately conducted by Coke. Coke's mystique was shattered as evidence mounted that a majority, 57%, preferred Pepsi. This led to the creation of New Coke, a lighter and sweeter formula. Despite CEO Roberto C. Goizueta's confidence, New Coke turned into a disaster. Consumer outrage prompted the return of the original formula as Classic Coke, making New Coke sales vanish. Surprisingly, Pepsi's anticipated rise following market research didn't occur. Despite taste test superiority, Coke remained the world's top soft drink. The New Coke episode illustrates the complexity of understanding people's true preferences. The blind leading the blind. The Pepsi challenge relied on a sip test, which differs significantly from the experience of drinking a whole can. Home use tests provide more accurate insights. Louis Cheskin's concept of sensation transference reveals that packaging impressions transfer to the product. A study on brandy illustrated the impact of sensation transference from the name and packaging on consumer preferences. Manipulating first impressions is the expertise of Maston and Rhea. They discuss how packaging influences taste perceptions and emphasize the power of unconscious cues in consumer choices. Clever packaging doesn't compensate for a bad-tasting product, but both taste and visual appeal matter. Coca-Cola's mistake with New Coke neglected the importance of brand imagery and associations in the real world. In Kenna's case, market testers erred by assuming song responses over the phone or online could guide music buyer reactions. Kenna's appeal was rooted in live performances, personal interactions, and exposure on MTV, emphasizing the importance of context in judging an artist.
The chair of death. Office chairs have come a long way from the traditional wooden chairs of the past. Let's talk about the Aeron, the chair that challenged conventional design norms. Bill Stumpf, the industrial designer behind the Aeron, sought to create a groundbreaking office chair with heightened ergonomics. He wanted to push the boundaries of conventional office chair mechanisms. The Aeron's unconventional appearance was a departure from traditional office chairs. Comprising black plastic, mesh, and peculiar protrusions, it looked more like the exoskeleton of a prehistoric insect than a typical office chair. Initial responses to the Aeron were lukewarm, with people rating its comfort around 4.75 out of 10. Concerns about the chair's ability to hold weight and overall comfort required design adjustments and the creation of new prototypes. Despite these aesthetic concerns, the company proceeded with focus groups in late 1993, receiving mixed feedback. The chair represented a departure from conventional design norms, challenging established ideas of comfort and aesthetics in office furniture. The Aeron's impact on office furniture design cannot be understated. It challenged conventional norms and paved the way for more ergonomic and unconventional designs. Despite its innovative design, the Aeron was initially criticized for its looks. Some likened it to props from RoboCop or suggested it was crafted entirely from recycled materials. Herman Miller faced a dilemma. They could abandon the chair, revert to a familiar foam covering, or proceed with their instincts. But they trusted their instincts and proceeded. The Aeron gradually gained attention from cutting-edge design communities, winning awards and becoming a cult object. The case of the Aeron reveals a unique challenge in consumer perception. Initial hatred expressed for the chair was more about its novelty than inherent dislike. The limitations of market research become apparent in cases like the Aeron. Market research struggles to distinguish between initial shock and genuine dislike, especially for revolutionary ideas. The Aeron disrupted the established aesthetic of office chairs. It challenged the conventional cushioned and upholstered design, leading to initial perceptions of ugliness.